The year 2020 has started with the dangerous and pandemic spread of COVID 19 viral infection. It didn't spare anyone. It has affected almost all countries in the world. And the worst thing is, it is still spreading and no one knows when it will end. The current evidences suggest that it is impossible to eradicate the disease, and maybe we have to find ways to survive with the disease rather than running away from it. Most dental clinics are closed. No one knows what to do next. Initially, the dentists were surprised to see such a disease. Now, most are depressed, angry, and frightened. Most dentists have lost their only source of income. Many say that this is the end of dentistry. Humankind have come across worse diseases and disasters. We yet survive, so this is not the end. This is a test for the survival of the fittest. It's the time to move forward. Stop worrying. It hasn't happened only for you. It has happened for everyone. This is a small attempt to simplify the essential precautions and easy steps that have to be followed by each and every dentist while practicing. If we follow these simple tips, we could protect ourselves from this dangerous disease and we could overcome the pandemic in a short time. Let's have hope. It is enough of waiting. Let's take the step ahead towards the betterment in future. It is impossible for most dentists and dental patients to be inside the clinic without air conditioner. But it's the time to stop using it. Air conditioner will provide an ambient environment for the virus to survive. The air conditioner could be fitted with viral filters, but their efficiency is yet to be evaluated. So until such a time comes, it is better to switch off the air conditioner. The best way to avoid infecting yourself and protecting the patient is to provide a well-ventilated dental clinic. But most of our clinics could not provide such ventilation. In order to enhance the air circulation, it is advisable to fix an exhaust fan. Make sure that exhaust fan is directed towards over an empty or open area outside the clinic. It is also preferable to install powerful exhaust fans which may produce a buzzing sound, but they are the one which are really powerful and needed to fulfill our requirement. Keep the number of assistants inside the dental operatory to a minimal number. The assistants can be allotted works like sterilization, reception, etc., and make sure no one inadvertently enter inside the operating area. Train your assistants about the seriousness of the disease and take essential precautions. It is common in dental clinics to have multiple chairs inside the same cabin. If more than one patient is treated in such a situation, the patients can get cross-contaminated themselves. So better avoid working in multiple chairs at the same time or create separate compartments. Make sure that the different compartments do not share a common door. UV sanitizer lights are less expensive and easy way to provide disinfection when the clinic is locked. Although UV lights are hazardous to our health, it has shown promising results for disinfecting the dental cabin. Do not switch on the UV lights when any personnel is inside the clinic. Fumigation is the most effective and best way for complete disinfection of the working environment. Modern fumigating materials and equipments are highly efficient, takes a short time, and don't give the pungent odor of formalin. These newer chemicals used for fumigation does not damage the surfaces dental equipments. Short-acting fumigating agents can be even used to fumigate in short breaks also. Air purifiers have inbuilt UV radiation efficient filters, thus purifying the air inside clinic efficiently. Air purifiers are helpful for those dentists who cannot provide a well-ventilated air circulation. Most dentists, while working on patients, unknowingly will touch their face, adjust the dental stool, use their mobile phones, touch nearby shelves and surfaces, pick a case sheet, handle patient casts, study models, etc., and these places may remain as sources of contamination. An ideal dentist would monitor their work and the areas touched in a recorded footage and do learn to correct their mistakes. It is better to have a fixed line phone connection for scheduling appointments and for all conversations. Cordless phone with extra units can be used like walkie-talkie to have conversations between reception and operatory and so on. This will prevent unnecessary entry of persons inside operating room. Also, these phones can be wrapped with sleeves or clean sheets which cannot be done with mobile phone. Also, as these phones stays inside the clinic, the chances of infection getting transmitted also will be avoided. Preferably, all treatments should be scheduled in such a way which would avoid patient crowding in the dental office. When a new patient arrives, emergency management can be performed and all elective treatments should be scheduled at an appropriate later time. Many disposable ready-made protective barriers for chair, tray, X-ray head, chair light are available. As they are disposable, they reduce the requirement surface decontamination and ensures complete removal of possible contaminated surfaces after every procedure. Those who cannot practice disposable protective barriers for dental chair can go for laminating the dental chair. Dental chairs can be laminated easy, which facilitates easy disinfection as decontaminating the cushion surface of the chair will be impossible otherwise. Every dentist must have come across water and air from the aerator hitting the saliva or blood splashing over the dentist's face. This also plays a major role in creating aerosols. The easiest way to minimize this aerosol is to reduce the pressure from the compressor. Although the torque or the efficiency of cutting with aerator will be reduced, but the reduction in the aerosol production is drastic. This can be easily done by a dental chair technician. An alternative way to reduce air pressure is to adjust the pressure adjustment knob, usually located in the downside of tray. This is also equally effective in reducing aerosol compared with reducing air pressure in compressor. Usage of curtains, cloths should be avoided as it is impossible to decontaminate them and they can harbor microorganisms functioning like a culture medium. They also can absorb the particulate matter in aerosols and can continue as foci of contamination. Soft and pouchy items like sofa, cushion, bags, office chairs, etc. can act as the storage media for microorganisms. It is better to avoid them inside the operating cabin. They must be placed out of the working area like in reception. As it is advised not to use air conditioner, the dentists are forced to use fans. If you are positioning a pedestal or wall fan, make sure that it is directed from the rear side of the dentist. By chance, if it is directed from the opposite side, the fan will force the aerosol created towards the face and body of the operator. This simple technique can play a major part in the spread of prevention of aerosol contamination. Make it mandatory that only the patient must enter the dental operating room. Allow the bystander only if the patient is child or physically unwell. A notification can be fixed outside the dental clinic in order to educate the dental patients and avoid them entering inside the operating cabin. A thorough patient history, including recent illness, travel must be recorded. Patient body temperature can be measured by a non-contact thermometer to ensure that they are at present not having any illness. Patients should also be educated that if they had undergone any recent illness because they could be still a carrier and spread the infection to others. It must be mandatory to obtain informed consent about the treatment that we are providing in order to avoid legal complications in the future. It is a custom for many dentists to have unnecessary conversation with the patient not pertaining to treatment planning. Many patients also intend to develop a conversation to have a good rapport with the dentist. This should be avoided and communication other than treatment planning should be discussed with the patient by the assistant outside the operating area. Consider and treat all patients as infected or a silent carrier. The incidence of silent carriers is said to be more than the active patients. The dentist should treat their friends, relatives, and known patients with the same mentality. Many dentists will use personal protective equipments, but they tend to avoid the head hood. Head hood is the most important part of PPE as it gives protection to the eyes, nose, and mouth, the most common potential area for disease transmission. Always ensure that you are wearing a PPE that covers up to the wrist. The area between wrist and elbow is prone for coming in contact with droplets created during dental works. Use N95 mask or respirator made by a reputed company. 3M manufactures masks and respirators fulfilling all the basic requirements. The use of a poor quality mask will give a false sense of being protected from the aerosol contamination. Most ordinary masks don't have a viral filter and thus their use should be discouraged. Inhalation being accounted for the highest chance of getting COVID infection. Utmost care must be provided in selecting appropriate mask. Always ensure that the mask is having the close adaptation with the surface, with the face, and not having any space formed between mask and face. An infected assistant can definitely infect the dentist and all the patients visiting the clinic. So, dentists should provide equal importance of protecting their assistants also. Dentists also monitor the proper way of using PPE by their assistant. All patients must be draped before any dental treatment. This will avoid droplets and aerosols containing the virus being deposited on their cloths and thus acting as a mode of transmission of infection. As we all know that autoclaving should be done mandatory for all equipments and instruments which come in contact with the patient's oral cavity. Because of the limited number of aerators and treating more number of patients, aerators often get skipped from autoclaving. The use of disposable mouth mirrors, probes and similar disposable items should be encouraged. Keep the autoclaved instruments outside the work area. Bring only the instrument which is needed for that specific procedure only be brought inside the operating cabin. This prevents inadvertent contamination of sterile instruments. Most dentists are advising the patient to wash their hands before entering the clinic. Along with this practice, the use of mouthwash by the patient will drastically reduce the microbial count in the oral cavity. The most essential and effective technique to prevent or at least minimize the aerosol generation is the use of rubber dam. With practice, single tooth rubber dam isolations can be done in less than 2 minutes. Rubber dam will act as a barrier separating the tooth from entire oral cavity. If you think of implementing something new and effective into your dental clinical practice, rubber dam must be the first one to consider. It is better to leave the suction on from the start to end of the treatment. There are two types of suction apparatus available, the air suction and the auto drain suction. The air suction forces the air from compressor to move in an opposite direction, creating a negative pressure and sucking out from the oral cavity. In most dental chairs, this exit will be present close to the drain exit. This will obviously create aerosol from that location. So, it is advisable and mandatory that you should use an auto drain suction and the drain of the exit of the drain must be placed out of the work area. Most patients will never be happy until they spit in the spittoon and wash their mouth with plenty of water. This obviously creates droplets leading to transmission of the disease. This can be easily avoided by applying rubber dam, leaving the suction always on while doing the procedure, not placing the water close to the spittoon, instructing the patient not to do so. While using aerosol generating procedures, it is advisable to use high volume suction. It is more effective than the normal suction in minimizing the aerosols. Extraoral evacuation suction is the most efficient and most advised solution for reducing aerosols in dental clinic. It would obviously create a hindrance blocking the chair light and restricting the movement of dentist and assistant. Considering the impossibilities of implementing negative air circulation in a dental clinic, the extraoral evacuation suction seems to be the promising solution that we all must consider implementing in the near future in our practice. The usage of double gloves not only provide added benefit as a barrier, it is also very helpful in many other occasions. If the dentist intend to mix a restorative material, adjust the contrast in RVG, or to attend an emergency phone call, the outer glove can be removed and with the inner glove, he could do these works. Once it is done, he could replace with new one. This technique is highly effective in preventing the contamination being transferred to different objects. The use of high torque aerotor will minimize the time required for tooth preparation. As the time requirement is reduced, the generation of aerosols will also be minimized. Reducing the water in aerotor will make the water being mixed with air, leading to creation of mist, thus leading to more spread of droplets. Instead, turning more water on, we should reduce this mist creation, as the suction will be on this extra water won't create a problem. As the chair pressure will also be low, the splashing of the water will also be reduced. Usage of three-way syringe to dry the tooth preparation and the nearby areas must be avoided. Air from three-way syringe dries an area by creating droplets of saliva. Use of cotton rolls and cotton pellets should be preferred for drying. Bonding agent can be dried with a chip blower instead of air from three-way syringe. Before starting the procedure, take the necessary amount of cotton or gauze needed. If the cotton or gauze taken becomes excess, it should be discarded. This is because cotton can absorb aerosols and droplets easily and could result in contaminating the next patient. While making a radiograph, the X-ray developing procedure, doing image adjustments in laptop while using RVG can lead us inadvertently touching different surfaces and spreading infection to some other staff in dental clinic. So, make sure all the surfaces which come in contact while making X-ray should be decontaminated with an effective surface disinfectant before starting the treatment for the next patient. Try to keep the appointment time to a minimum. Time-consuming procedures like complicated root canal treatments, multiple restorations, etc. can be splitted and scheduled at different appointments. Dentists will always tend to make more mistakes and differ following the protection protocols when they end up with some complication in the treatments. So, if you judge the treatment would be a complicated one, instead of struggling, refer to a higher center or to specialists who could manage better. Dentists often have the habit of writing the prescription while doing the treatment. This should be avoided and care must be taken. Pour at least a liter of water in the spittoon after every patient. Also, the suction must be disinfected by sucking at least a liter of water through the suction. Different disinfectant solution, especially made for this purpose, is available in the market. With an appropriate disinfection solution, chair surfaces, floor and potentially contaminated walls, tray, cabin, drawers, doorknobs, wash basin, chair arm, switches, light gear unit, glass mixing slab, rubber bowl, spatula, paper pad, articulating paper, bur chuck, scaler chuck, LA bottle, composite tubes, restorative materials, etc. must be carefully wiped and disinfected. We often concentrate more in few areas and neglect disinfecting these components frequently. Never ever store the biomedical waste created inside the work area. It is mandatory that we use bins which are having tight lids and they must be segregated and disposed at the end of every day. Also make sure that the drain carrying the infected material does not join with public sewage system. Leaving the biomedical waste open and unattended inside the work area can infect the dentist, assistant and all patients visiting the dental clinic. Dentists often neglect or forget to disinfect the impressions. None of the dental technicians in the lab will be using personal protecting equipments. Often they will be working with bare hands. In order to protect our technicians, we must disinfect all the impressions before pouring the cast. After finishing an aerosol generating procedure, the entire work cabin would be likely contaminated with the aerosol. Most dentists, immediately after finishing the procedure, will remove their personal protective equipments inside the work cabin. This is equivalent to not using PPE itself. Most dentists also have a habit of pulling the mask down while having conversation with assistant or with the patient. But keep in mind, once we pull the mask down, we are going to inhale the aerosol contaminated by the virus, which is said to be viable in the air up to 12 hours. In case you or your assistant is not well, compulsorily stay home and defer any form of treatment, including consultation. The virus is too minute to escape our eyes from seeing it. We should have more precautions than what we are having today to safeguard our patients, our assistant, ourselves, thus protecting the future of dentistry. Let's join hands with one another, creating awareness, help stopping the spread of infection, and safeguard our community. Our safety guidelines are being updated each and every day. We will get back to you soon with the updated guidelines. Stay focused. Subscribe to the channel for more similar videos and lots of clinical tips for your practice. Thank you for watching.